road to Full Gear on November 23rd rolled through Cleveland Wednesday night with a special Fright Night edition of Dynamite, headlined by a battle between the Young Bucks and Private Party for the Tag Team Championship. We also got the latest in the rivalry between Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander. Words from Orange Cassidy kicked off the show though, so let's get straight into that. Demanding that the production team shut down the latest video package from Mox and grabbed a microphone. Hesitant at first, he said he wasn't a leader, but he would oppose Mox and company's hostile takeover attempt and issued a challenge to the world champion for a match. Cassidy walked off to end the segment, which features some great passion and energy from him. He never treated the segment like he was a seasoned talker and had a moment or two where he appeared uncomfortable, all which makes sense within the context of his character. Freshly squeezed, standing up to Moxley and essentially sacrificing himself for the betterment of AEW in and its future is a great development for someone who's seen and done it all and has a high profile victory over the Death Rider on his resume. So yeah, this was great stuff. But Adam Cole in the first match tonight, faced the unenviable task of battling both Buddy Murphy and a previously injured ankle in search of a win on the road to Full Gear and a date with MJF. After a spill to the floor, the babyface sold his injury, appearing to have aggravated for it. For several minutes, Matthews targeted it, looking to punish him en route to a victory. Showing tremendous resiliency, Cole fought through it all, and with a sudden Hulk Hogan-esque Hulk up, he started his comeback. 2 consecutive Panama Sunrises included one on the arena floor, and the Boom earned the victory. The story of this match was for 3/4 of the way through was superbly executed until Cole set aside this Sterling knee ankle injury that threatens his ability to continue to deliver the Panama Sunrise with no sign of it adversely affecting him. He simply launched himself on the turnbuckle to the ring apron and landed with all his weight on it, so hopefully he's okay. Outside of that grueling floor, this was well wrestled bout that highlighted Cole ahead of his match with MJF. He gutted out the pain and picked up the win over such a good wrestling. Afterwards, Darkness Overload took the arena and Malachi back to the centre ring. Cole handed in his signifying the next test for the Undisputed Kingdom leader, and yeah, that's going to be a brilliant match. 7 out of 10. After nearly a year away from AEW due to injury, Aussie Open's Mark Davis returned to Dynamite and confronted his former tag partner Carl Fletcher and Don Callis. He denounced the recent actions of his longtime teammate and walked away from him. Fletcher issued an ominous warning, telling him he will have to make a decision sooner or later. This is a short promo that reintroduced Davis and continued to establish Fletcher's new attitude as a villain under Callis' guidance. It also set the stage for Davis having to choose sides between his long-time championship winning partner Will Ospreay, who led United Empire during his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling and international competition. Backstage, Renee Paquette caught up with Page, who issued a warning to Jay White ahead of their match at Full Gear and promised to defeat his rival. It was another great bit of business from the best character in AEW and someone who needs to be back in the fold as focal point of creative. This is solid story-driven segment featuring 2 brief but impactful promos. AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, flanked by Shafir, Pac and Castanoli and Juta, responded to Orange Cassidy's challenge for earlier show. He claimed Cassidy didn't challenge him, he challenged Cassidy. From there, he threatened sending Yuta to the same fate as Chuck Taylor from Wico, wrapping a chair around his neck. Cassidy made a save, but he had beaten himself down by the heels, including Yuta. The Dark Order even knew us before Darby descended from the rafters and joined the battle. Top Fight helped fend off the heels. The segment easily could have been presented earlier when Cassidy was in the ring and would have gotten off to a hot start. It was as fine as it was, but it advanced nothing in any meaningful way, except for introducing Alan as a sting to OC's DDP in a way. Before we got Private Party taking on the Young Bucks for the tag titles, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy absorbed everything thrown at them as the EVP surviving a concentrated attack and interference from Okada to collect their first World Tag Team Championships. A match that thrived on dramatic near falls and fans' emotional investment in the challenges. It was another gem in the series between these two teams. After the bell, Matt and Nick Jackson placed the title belt on the shoulders of the visitors, hinting at a potential change in character in the process, just in time for the saviors for AEW in the face of Moxley and his cohorts invasion. This may be the least interesting potential outcome, but the match itself was great. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. So pleased Private Party got their moment. Well deserved. Maybe could have been done at the pay-per-view, but I think by waiting a bit longer kind of added more to it in a way as well. So yeah, I thought this was really great. So pleased with Private Party, and yeah, definitely intrigued to see the next Young Buck character. Before Chris Jericho and his students, Big Bill and Brian Keith, custom promo for the Learning Tree, promised to take Ring of Honor to new levels in the same way he did with AEW and Terrifier 3, which he claimed to be responsible for. It was a short promo that was subdued compared to regular fanfare from the incarnation of Nueve. No harm, no foul. How he benefits ROH long term, if it all remains to be seen. Backstage, Daniel Garcia had a brief confrontation with TNT champ Jack Perry, who followed that by interrupting the Bucks, who were caught loading up their belongings and shredding documents. What these documents were is unknown, but it's likely to be an next part of the storyline direction, and it could be leading to a standoff with the BCC. Before Chris Statlander took on Camille, as she continued her path towards Mercedes Moné and a shot at the TBS Championship, Statlander squared off with the CEO's bodyguard Camille. A competitive match saw the heels in a position to squeal win. Late followed a failed 450 splash on Statlander. Instead, the resilient babyface fought back and scored the victory to the dismay of Moné. The TBS champion levelled her top contender with the title and taunted her to close out the segment. The match was solid enough, but felt abbreviated from what it could have been. Camille never felt like a threat to defeat Statlander, and nothing the competitors did really change that perception. Still, the action was solid. Still noticeable chemistry. Unfortunately, AEW fans just kind of show a lack of interest in this story, and it kind of needs a bit of a kick up the arse, really. 6 out of 10. Before we got Swerve Strickland taking on Shelton Benjamin in the main event, this was a really good match. A competitive match took as much care as spotlight as Benjamin did to the former world champion. It was a great way to close out the in-ring portion of the show with Strickland winning on the Sturge jump. Afterwards, a dismayed MVP made his call, and seconds later, Bobby Lashley made his AEW debut, attacking Swerve and laying out the security closer. So this was a hot angle that immediately established Lashley, MVP, and Benjamin as force. It also begged the question, would it have had a greater impact if the Moxie beatdowns had not become such a staple of recent shows? Who knows? But yeah, I thought Benjamin's looking great with his new characters. Lashley as well made such an impact. So yeah, this was really great way to end the show. Gets 7 out of 10 from me. And overall, Dynamite this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought, a really good episode of Dynamite this week. I think kind of capped off by that Lashley debut, Benjamin looking so good in his new role. So much great stuff happened here, and the mock stuff is all still very intriguing for me in there as well. So yeah, on the whole, this gets a 7 out of 10. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.